there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3 with this Prussian campaign. And today I thought we would go ahead and take a look at our military campaign to liberate Bavaria. Most likely just to hand it over to the Austrians, but that's that. But before we go ahead and do that, my army has reached the outskirts of Athens, and as it seems, the Ottomans has decided not to even bother having a army stationed there or anything at all. It's just some armed populace. So I'm gonna demand the surrender. They go ahead and accept, and we're gonna liberate it, creating the kingdom of Greece, which is currently Thales the First, the feeble and destitute, but that's to be expected. They're newly created, and I like to see this, that there is no nation except for Great Britain for some reason don't like the Greeks. But otherwise, it seems like everyone is neutral or quite happy with them. I'm going to go ahead and give them tons of technology. You know what? I can do this probably off camera, but we give them a bit there. Right, now the idea is then to steam towards the capital. We'll see who gets there first, me or the Russians. I wonder if I should give it to the Russians or if I should create it as an independent state, or as like a controlled state of mine. But we opened up for trade with the Greeks, which is very nice. Also, I noticed that the trade price went a bit. It has been going a bit all over the place. So the trade I can have up here is cotton and tobacco, and it's been going a bit up and down here, so I've been switching back and forth, but now it seems the cotton are back in top. Also, my navy here has advanced, and I think we have spotted a Spanish trade force right there, which I'm gonna bring the smaller navy up to check. And it might just be... what's this? It's a Spanish navy in there. But I'm more concerned about this one. Oh shit, it's a big flotilla. There's no way we're gonna be able to attack that. So we're gonna have to aim for something else. So we have another one up here, which is actually Ottoman Empire. The thing though is, if we will be able to bypass this one, if that one will kind of be activated and attack us. But I think if we aim for British-controlled Balearic Islands, that should be fine, hopefully. Oh, I'm unable to cross, because they got a big navy here, and they got a big navy here. And I'm kind of stuck here. Thing is, if I attack these guys, then definitely these guys will move out of port to sink me. We don't have a lot of choices, except for hiding in the enemy's own port. The smaller navy, I guess the Admiral, we don't want to lose him, so he'll go in. But the other two ships, unfortunately, is probably going to be sunk by the enemy. But they're going to go over here. Right. So kind of on my way towards the target. But I think that Ottoman fleet is probably the easiest thing to sink, because that one looks juicy and is probably can get some trade out of that. And also we have this one, which I can probably sink. I don't know why Britain hasn't gone in more thoroughly down here to sink the Spanish fleet, which still poses a threat to us, I would think. The French one, not so much. But that's not what we're talking about here today, is it? We've released Greece. Now we are going to attack and take Bavaria. Thing is, there is another army here. Which... ah, there they are. But we will be able to kind of bypass them. Kinda bypass them. We did bypass them. I think this is an outer assault. Just in case though, because sometimes it's really haywire with the outer assaults. Defeat! What? Okay, so I'll have to play myself then. Jeez. Right, I was hoping that I would avoid that, so we could fight this one. Like the main Bavarian force. I guess I'll have to load a save then. I should have... did I save? I did save before, yeah. I'm clever enough for that. Kinda strange to think that this army, of all my armies, to go ahead and get destroyed in such an overwhelmingly easy outer assault, but I don't know. This army, of course, is comprised almost entirely out of elite units, where it has both units of foot guard, the Safub, or Safub, I say. We've well, we got these guys and the Safub. What the? Right, and the Guard Fusiliers, and we also have some cuirassiers, two of a kind. Right, Safub. Right. Let's enough of this then. Enough of this silliness. Let's go ahead and fight this. Move up the artillery to the front of the hill, so we actually got a position to fire from. Gonna move up the foot guards on either side, and then Fusiliers in the center with the Silesian Jaegers next to the cannons, heavy cavalry on the furthest to the right, and then the really super heavy cavalry on the right. Did I say right here as well? I think I did. We're all over the place today. Heavy rain will cause misfires. I am quite close to having completed all technologies possible, which should allow me to avoid pretty much all misfires. Or there's one, the percussion cap, which reduce misfires by 50%, which is going to be quite important, especially when it's raining. Let's go ahead and speed this up. I can't believe this army somehow managed to... I guess it's... I mean, it's newly recruited, but still. It's all like guard infantry and everything. Like, over 50% of the army comprised entirely of guard units. But still, they somehow managed to fail. For now, the only thing we can see is the Bavarians. Oh, it's even Bavarians. How the hell did we lose against an army comprised almost entirely by Bavarians? As I recall, there was one... I think the cluster was over here. Well, there was one over here. We'll advance and see if we can't find it. I'll send 2 to meet this one, and then we'll have 2 to go against these as the heavy cavalry takes up position through the forest. These cuirassiers will kind of block town, and we'll advance from there. These guys marching kind of straight towards my cannons. Actually got quite a few hits on my guard regiment. But once these guys open fire, we're gonna cut these guys down like grass. Okay, maybe not as grass, but go on, open fire. 2 Prussian guard regiments should be enough. Plus the Silesian sharpshooters are able to fire at them as well. I think it might be a little bit the fact that these are downhill that actually works against us, just because of I mean, Napoleon Total War 3 changes, as you can, how the bullets go. Even if Brand's submod helps out with that, I don't think it helps out, like, completely changes some of those aspects. It's just made it a little bit more accurate. We're gonna hold fire. What do we have there? Irish and Dragoon. I'll tell the cannons to hold fire and focus in on the Dragoons instead. My heavy cavalry should be enough to just sweep these guys away. And that seems to be exactly what we're doing. The enemy is actually coming up from behind. But depending on which way of the square they go, they either run into cannons or they run into my cavalry. Boom, that hit right there. Seemed to have took quite a bit of morale out of the Bavarians and forced them back. My heavy cavalry has continued on and is now going all the way into the forest and getting rid of those armed citizenry and voltigeurs. I'll have the Fusiliers advance further, together with the other unit of foot guards. We got armed citizenry. There's no point in letting them come close enough to my guard cuirassiers. We'll charge them down. Drop the square and march forward. We seem to have missed the we seem to have missed those voltigeurs with the heavy cavalry, but instead of going for them, I want to instead have the heavy cavalry come from either side and smash the enemy that way. We're gonna charge close with the foot guards and smash through the enemy there. So we'll have the cuirassiers come in from either side here. And since most of this is armed citizenry, we should be able to just smash through everything. The fact that somehow the outer assault didn't work. Heavy firing back and forth here, I can imagine. As it's French voltigeurs. They are covered by the forest. Let's make sure that we get rid of those. Oh, look at that. No, just before I was able to form square. However, I think the Bavarians will just break on the fact that these are a guard unit. Find that French general, slay him, and you know what? Have the cannons now bounce their shots here and send them away. Right. They did a bit of damage to the foot guards, but not too much. Hold your fire, and there we have it. So within 9 minutes, we had destroyed what the AI decided that outer-assaulting was going to be really hard to do. And there we have that. MacDonald had a farm and he no longer has an army. I lost 228 men, the enemy lost 2,000. And Bavaria is ours. I kind of want to liberate it, but I know the Austrians probably want it, so we're gonna go ahead and loot it. Which is my go-to tactic here. We're gonna loot it. Oh, look at that. We go, "Ooh, Napoleon! What are you doing?" I'm gonna try to retreat back to the bridge, and then we're gonna hand Bavaria over to the Austrians. They'll surely be happy by receiving this, and I'll probably have to pay them as per usual. Try a little bit less money this time around. It's a victory region after all. Boom. They should be happy with that, shouldn't they? I didn't know Napoleon was here. And then we got this. I want to wait until the Saxons are at full health, because otherwise trying to go against those Spanish units would be kind of a mess. I want to see if I can end turn and see what happens. Napoleon could very well go ahead and attack this. Or try to, some army might come against us. I don't know if I have time left to do a second battle, because I talked so much shit in the beginning of it. But we'll see. Maybe I can fit in a naval battle at end turn. And we do actually get a little bit of a naval battle. It's a horrible one, but a battle nonetheless. And I think this, I'll play this one just because people want naval battles. And for next one, we'll try to avenge this obvious defeat. You know what? I decided not to show the first battle because I lost it and it dragged out for so long, but I was able to inflict lots and lots of damage on the Spanish fleet, which I should have thought of already. The AI doesn't really repair its ships, so a lot of them had like the one that had the most cannons had maybe half strength, and they didn't have that much crew. So even though they had powerful ships, they were nowhere near ready to actually put up a good fight. But then again, I had the two worst ships, the sloops. One of the sloops managed to get away, the other one was actually captured by the enemy. But if we look here, this ship, no cannon, only 13 crew. This one, 66 crew, and does it say how many? 32 cannons. Normally, I think it has, yeah, as you see, 80 cannons normally. This one normally has 38. It now only has 17. It only has 56 crew and so forth. So I think we got a good chance at trying to capture all of it. Mostly, what I want to capture is the 80 gun ships. Because we have nothing like that in our arsenal. Obviously, I want to capture all of it. So we'll see how that goes. So without further ado, let's fight this naval battle. So the battle is about to begin. There we go. We have cannons firing. So I deployed them in 2 lines, hoping to have the Spanish be in between. One of the things I learned, though, during the previous battle, is that the big ship, for some reason, has only decided to man the guns on one side of the ship. So, I mean, in truth, I should try to stay away from the right side of the ship. Thing is, also, this is my ship, which I want to recapture. These guys have already surrendered. No, they're only routing. We'll send someone to capture them. I'll recapture this ship. This one, I doubt he will stand to fight. And I want to bring a lot of ships to this side. To that side of the ship, I should say. And we will try to capture these bastards. So this one, I think I'll tell him to halt already. So he lays himself kind of right in front or to the side here. And hopefully we can capture this guy. This guy is... what is he? Routing. But we're about to cap him. This one has surrendered. Switch to canister. I want all these ships to come to this side. And all the ships that pass through here, I want them to come up here. Behind. And now I want you to hold as well. And turn, and you should turn as well. What's this? Right, this one has surrendered, good. But I also want this one to surrender. Let's see, close range fire of a load of canister. Might just do the trick. Clearly not, as it seemed to have not really faced them. My admiral, which they put the highest, or the ones with most stars. So it's the small ship that actually is the admiral for this one, which might be a little bit strange. Seems like these guys managed to get away from my, what I thought was a crafty... Someone's sinking. Is it this one? Yes, it is sinking, unfortunately. I would have liked to capture this ship. It's routing. I'm gonna set someone on, make sure to capture him. I wonder if I can try. What ships do we have? 79. Someone with a... You actually have the most crew. We'll do it like this. I'm gonna try to board this guy. And as we board him, we'll have the other ships turn up on the side that doesn't have any cannons. Ooh, did I? Yes, I had switched to canister. So much canister that the entire ship kind of almost rolled onto its side. And I actually took quite a bit of crew out of the ship. They seem to have trouble figuring out how to fire their guns. If I were the admiral, I wouldn't be too happy right now. Did get a really good shot off of my break. However, they're down to 22 guns, 49 crew, and we're about to board them. I'm hoping that we can board this one as well. I want you to switch to... No, actually not canister. Round shot is probably better. To kind of break through the hull there and force them to surrender. Yes, we are boarding. And we're on the side where they don't have any cannons. So we have 94 men versus their 48. Nice. And we're about to board over there as well. My admiral is riding right in front where all their guns are facing. However, they're too concerned at this point with the fact that I'm about to board them. We are crossing over onto their ship. Let's go over at the other one. Seems to be going fine. I'm hoping that I survive this. And I'll be able to get out and repair the big ship. I think we're definitely going to be able to capture this one. I have twice the crew. So it would be kind of spectacular if I somehow failed.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Oh, they have surrendered. There's only 28 men left and 13 cannons. And we are successful in capturing that ship, and we're successful in capturing this one. So we recaptured their ship, and we captured the rest of the Spanish fleet, which is wonderful. we can see about stamping out Spanish supremacy in the Mediterranean. Bit weird that the Prussians are doing it and not the that Great Britain is doing that. And there we have the result. So the enemy lost 1 ship, and then, well, I actually lost all 4 ships, but 3 of them were captured and 1 of them was sunk, which is a spectacular victory for Prussia. Now I just need to make sure that I can get these ships out of here. So they do have this nasty fleet hanging around here. Oh, I do have massive amount of range there. But the thing is, I think we'll put them to port. Or at least a big one. The thing is, if I move up here, we might run into... Oh, the British are blocking the French. So we will be moving back north after this very successful campaign. The only thing that can happen is, I guess, that Portuguese, which are allied with the Spanish, would declare war on us. I managed to capture an 80-gun ship from my enemy, the stupid bastards. Victory is mine. With that said, I hope you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!